Okay, so here I have two wide-angle lenses made for like camera phones and compact digital cameras. I got both of these mailed in from Hong Kong. This one, the Jelly Lens one, was around $3, and this wide-angle and micro lens was around $10. Um, I mean, just looking at the two, I definitely think that this wide angle lens and the micro lens is a lot better than this jelly lens. So we'll go over the cheaper one first. Basically, it's actually really simple packaging. You just have a cardboard sleeve telling you, how you use it. Um, but it's pretty simple. There's like a little stretchy, springy lanyard here, so you can actually connect it onto your phone and I guess have it dangle. But basically, you have this jelly type material that's actually a little sticky and it's meant to adhere onto your camera in front of the camera lens. And then here you actually have the wide angle lens itself, which is basically two lenses. One looks like it's convex and the other one is concaving. And what you do is that you would just stick this right over it. So I mean, I'll use this composition notebook. It's a 9 3/4 by 7.5 inch notebook as like a reference, and then I will stick this on the front of my camera. So right here, you can see that it is widening the image that the camera takes. You can see more of the surrounding area. All the junk on my desk. But I mean, you can definitely tell that the image quality is terrible. Like, the words on top of the composition notebooks are out of focus more so than before, and you could actually tell that it has kind of like a fisheye effect or like a fishbowl effect where things kind of curve. I mean, on the packaging itself, it actually says that you can use it as a fisheye lens, but I mean, to be honest, like, most of the time you don't really want that effect anyway, so I think it's kind of pointless. And I mean, I'm not sure why, but it seems like different areas focus a little better than other areas. Like, it seems like right in the center the focus is really poor, but then if you move out to the side a little, the focus improves and then kind of bends again and becomes really poor again. I mean, you guys, I'm not sure if you can tell, but like, this edge is supposed to be straight, but there's a slight curvature to it. And I guess if you got something with more detail, you could see like, yeah, let's go with this, like an eagle tack. Like, it kind of just, it kind of just, curves and bends a little. And actually, you can see that the adhesive isn't that great, and it's actually starting to fall off. But basically, they give you a cover here to kind of go over that adhesive so it doesn't stick all over the place. But honestly, like, it doesn't really stick that well, and I think that they definitely have to improve this. Like, apparently, if it stops sticking, you just kind of clean it off with a little water and it'll help. But for $3, it's a good novelty thing. If you don't plan on really taking a lot of photos or whatever, then it's fine. But other than that, in my opinion, I think it's complete junk, and I mainly bought it just for, I guess, a comparison. I knew that it wouldn't be that great. I've heard people kind of recommend it, but I mean, I guess that's because back then when they first came out with this, cell phones really didn't take that great pictures. But I mean, obviously with a phone like, the iPhone 4 now, cell phone picture quality is a lot better, and if anything, this will just degrade the quality of your phone pictures. So yeah, I can't recommend this at all. On the other hand, this micro lens is definitely a lot better. It's a little bulkier, and it is more expensive, like I guess 5 times more expensive. But honestly, $10 isn't really that much. And for like a good wide angle lens for a cell phone, you know, it's a good price. Like, I think it's pretty cheap and I think it's worth it. You basically get, you know, the packaging, which kind of gives you a description of the product on the back, and then you also get a bag with some stuff. Basically you have instructions in there, or that's in Chinese, so you know, kind of pointless, but it's pretty easy to use. It comes with these two washers like this, where one side has an adhesive on it and you stick onto, you know, your camera. So in this case I have only one left in the bag because I already have one stuck to the lens area of my video camera. You also get this cover to cover the front of your lens, as well as you get this lanyard part, which I guess is also meant for you to loop through the lanyard post. And there's actually a magnet here, or yeah, it's a magnet. It sticks onto the metal table, which actually sticks onto the magnet that's on the back of the lens, so that it protects the back of the lens. But if you have this on your phone or a keychain or whatever, it actually keeps it in place. So it's pretty easy to use. You basically also have two parts to this. This front lens screws off, so when you just use the back part, it's actually the micro lens aspect, and when you screw on this front lens, which is I think concave, yeah, it becomes your wide angle lens. So the threads are kind of not great. The threads aren't that great, so you kind of have to be careful that you don't cross thread or anything. Oh. And I mean, on the packaging and on this itself, it says that it's supposed to give you a 0.67x wide angle. So we'll see how great that is. So once again, I have the notebook, the 9 3/4 by 7.5 inch notebook as a reference. And then basically, because that washer is already in place, all you have to do is move it close to it, and the lens will adhere on in front of it. And you can see that, you know, indeed the image is a lot wider, but not only that, the picture quality is a lot better. Like, you can actually make out the text, and it doesn't have that fish eye effect. Like, it kind of does, like you can see on the edge of my laptop. It doesn't look as straight as it does in real life, but it's not terrible. You know, it's a lot better than the jelly lens. And you know, again, with the flashlight, yeah, you see, like, it looks a lot more normal and not as distorted as the other one. And then, you know, let's test out the macro feature. So, you know, once again, you unscrew the top portion of the lens, and then you stick this back on. And right now everything should be completely blurry because obviously it's in macro mode. So, you know, right now I'd say this is about 4 inches away from the lens and you still can't see it. But when you bring it up real close, it actually shows a lot of detail. Like right here is when the letters are in focus. And this would be around an inch and a half away from the lens itself. And like, you know, this is actually quite amazing of a macro. Let's bring something else here, like this stainless steel LD01. There we go. Let's adjust the lighting a bit, and you can see, you know, it gives you great detail. And yeah, overall pretty good. I would definitely suggest you get the $10 wide angle lens, you know, just because the quality is just much better and it actually works out pretty well. I think I'll take some test footage, you know, test video comparing between the two different lenses. Like, I probably won't bother with the jelly lens, but I'll just do it with this micro lens and the actual camera image. So yeah, thanks for watching.